I've been learning another position at work, the playback position. It's basically like playing the video that happens during the newscast and also like recording things that they use for news type stuff. Anyway, it's pretty good. I like learning new things, but also if I get this job that I'm interviewing for later in the week, then I'll just kind of be like, thanks for teaching me all that new stuff. Bye. Today's question of the day just said doctor visits. So here's how that went down. When I decided that I wanted to start testosterone, my counselor at the time helped me find a new doctor, a new primary care provider, who was more knowledgeable about hormones and stuff. So the primary care provider that I now have, that I got, number one, she is trans. Number two, I think most of her patients are trans themselves. So she has like a lot of experience with prescribing hormones and figuring out how to do that well. So that's a positive. But also she's not a perfect doctor, in my opinion anyway, and I've heard other stories from people who have the same doctor as I do that she can be a little bit like distant and not really connected to what her patients want. Like she kept asking me about plans for top surgery when like right now I don't want top surgery. I've also heard stories of it being difficult to get your prescription renewed through her, not because she doesn't want to renew it, but because she's so scatterbrained that she'll just forget. Which is kind of a problem. You can't just like go off hormones whenever your doctor forgets to write your prescription. Like that's kind of not okay. And then I also think she doesn't really have the social skills to have good like patient interaction. I've heard stories of her like making comments about people's weight that have made them uncomfortable and things like that. So yeah, you would think that this doctor would be perfect because she's trans, most of her patients are trans, and she's a good doctor in some aspects, but not in all of them. So I do think that if you're going to go my route and choose a new doctor entirely for the hormones thing, for the trans thing, just make sure that you're getting a doctor that you think you will have a good experience with. Maybe go shopping a little bit. I don't know how that would work, but I feel like it is good to have a doctor that you feel like you can trust. I personally haven't had any bad interactions with her, so I continue to go to her, and I do think that it's a better option to have your primary care provider kind of know all about the hormone aspect instead of having a primary care provider and then also going to an endocrinologist about this kind of stuff. That's just like, that would be two people I would need to keep track of and pay co-pays for and all that. So I have my saxophone music on the walls here. When I set this up, I was thinking, oh, I would use this space to kind of practice saxophone since it's kind of a small little closet space, and I would be able to focus, but I just haven't practiced saxophone in so long. And just looking at this music makes me kind of sad because I haven't really done this in a while. But I was kind of thinking, I was hoping to prepare one of these old classical saxophone pieces for maybe like a little coffee house thing. There's a coffee house thing that happened at my church that was pretty cool, so maybe when it comes around again, I'll try to get one of these up to stuff, one of these songs. That's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!